how to make a buttonhole. Hello and welcome to Videojug. Our expert knitter Rachel Ong is going to show you how to make a buttonhole. Before making a buttonhole, you will need to choose your buttons. Buttons are a good way to fasten your knitted garment because they are lightweight, easy to attach and do not stretch the knitted fabric. Buttons are made in a variety of materials, from wood, bone, mother of pearl, to gold, silver and copper. Plastic and glass buttons are popular choices. Most buttons come with either 2 or 4 holes through the centre, or with a shank made from a metal loop. Step 1. You will need a button, a sewing needle, some sewing thread, the fabric on which you want to put your button. Step 2. A large buttonhole. This is a horizontal buttonhole worked over 2 rows. To make it, first measure your button against the fabric where you would like to make a hole. Your buttonhole wants to be about the same size as your button. Here it is about 5 stitches wide. Start knitting your row as usual, then stop at the point you wish the buttonhole to appear. Cast off the required number of stitches, in this case 5, before continuing to knit to the end of the row. To learn more about casting off, see our video, How to Cast Off. On the next row, knit until you reach the cast off stitches, then cast on the same number of stitches as you cast off, before continuing to knit to the end of the row. To learn more about casting on, see our video, How to Cast On. You now have a buttonhole the perfect size for your button. Step 3. A small buttonhole. The small buttonhole forms a very small hole and can be worked over 2 stitches. At the point you want your buttonhole, bring the yarn to the front of the work. Then knit 2 stitches together. Continue knitting your stitches to the end. On the following row, when you get to the 2 stitches knitted together, the yarn over the stitch should be worked as a normal stitch. This will make a small but functional buttonhole. Step 4. Sewing on your button. Once you have made your buttonhole, you're ready to sew on your button. First, line up your button with your buttonhole at the point you wish it to fasten. Next, take a long length of sewing thread, knot it at one end and thread it through a sharp sewing needle. Starting at the back of the fabric, pass the needle up and through one hole in the button, then pass it back down through the other hole in the button. Repeat until your button is secure. On the next stitch up, pass the needle up but to the side of the button, and wrap the thread around the sewn stitches a number of times. Finally, pass the needle back down through the fabric and make a couple of stitches at the back to secure. With buttons and buttonhole in place, you can look forward to wearing your knitted garments without them falling off. Done!